quickly. The big problem is that this boy has simply got fed up with this car and has no willpower to get it sorted.
I'm disgusted.
Now, Mike, I've got an awful lot of work to do now because of you, so I think the best thing you can do is go back into that showroom, make yourself a cup of tea and make one for me too. OK.
Meanwhile, back in the showroom, I'm hoping that one of these 7-seater MPVs will solve Rick Buckler's motoring dilemma of finding a car that would transport his band and drum kit to gigs while keeping his family happy at weekends.
OK then, lads, let's say it was a bit small, so I think I'm going to show you these two great big whoppers that I've got in the showroom. I've got a Citroen C8 and I've got the Peugeot 807. What do you think?
Yeah, very nice. They are very similar, though, aren't they?
Yeah, very similar.
Well, that's because they are very similar. They are exactly the same car. They've just got different badges bolted to the front. But a car like this, you really need to get out on the road and experience it because they're so big.
Yeah.
They're like a big old bus on the road. So which one do you want to drive?
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll spin a coin for it. Heads for the Peugeot, all right? Here we go.
Peugeot it is then.
All right.
Is that all right with you?
Yeah, magic.
Okay.
Cool. Now, the thing about the Peugeot 807 is that it's a big old bus, and you'll get to know that as you drive it.
Feels like it already, doesn't it?
It's got 7 very, very comfortable, nice seats. I've got plenty of space here in the back. Now, these seats do pop out individually. You can swing them around, you can chuck one out, or you can chuck them all out. So what's it like on the road?
Yeah, it feels nice.
Yeah, good.
It's comfortable. I mean, I can sit here quite comfortably and drive it. I mean, it's, I don't feel cramped or anything like that. And obviously, if you spend a lot of time in a van or a car, those are the sort of things that make a difference on a long journey.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm not so sure about, because I'm a bit used to seeing a bonnet, everything slopes away, so I'm not really sure where the front is at the moment.
Well, it's out there somewhere. You'll know because you'll feel a thump when you hit something in front. Well done, lads. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, that was all right.
So you like the way that drives on the road?
What do you reckon, Rick?
Very nice, yeah, very nice.
It's all right, isn't it? I mean, although it's a big old bus, it don't feel that big when you're actually driving it and on the road, does it?
No, it doesn't. It drives very much like a car.
And you like the amount of space as well?
Sure, yeah, got to have the space.
Good. Well, down at my place, I like to give you the good news and the bad news to owning any car, especially one of these Peugeots or that Citroen C8. I'm going to tell you the stuff the salesman would never tell you. First of which is the front suspension ball joints on the Citroen and the Peugeot, they wear. Not that that's a problem in itself, it's just that they've run out of replacement parts and you'd struggle to find some. Right. Also, you know those electric sliding rear doors?
Yeah.
Well, they sometimes go wrong and they can stick, and that's a real problem. That costs you a few £100 to put right. How do you feel about it now?
We have to wait and see, I think.
OK, well, look, I've given you a little bit to think about, so why don't you go and have a look at the next car in the showroom? Well done, fellas. Well, it all seems to be going very, very well at the moment, and I'm going to give them the options of going to see a much cheaper car, a car that could save £1,000 out of Rick's budget. It's that little Kia Sedona. Wonder how Red's getting on in the workshop.
You and I both know that when you go to buy a car, you want to take it for a drive or at least hear it run, and this Porsche isn't going to go anywhere without a battery. Now just pop this new battery from our parts department into the hole, and hopefully our car should run like a dream. OK, so here's a moment of truth. Let's see if this baby runs. Well, it's been a while, obviously, since it last ran, but it sounds really very sweet indeed, so that's lovely. Now, while I'm in here, the interior is really quite tidy, but two things that are really letting it down are the gear knob and the steering wheel. Look at all that horrible, flaccid kind of leather there. Need to sort that out. I've actually managed to get one of these quite easily. It's going to be delivered a bit later on. The steering wheel has been a bit of a problem. Basically, they're really expensive and very hard to get hold of. And I had this mad idea. I'm thinking, why couldn't a saddler fix this leather? And luckily, because it hasn't got an airbag in it, I can remove the steering wheel safely, reasonably easily. And I've got this chap in called Mike, who's actually a saddler, and he's going to repair it for me. Just pop that off. And there we have it. All right, Mike, I've got the steering wheel out. It's getting very confusing today. There's Mike the saddler, Mike with the Porsche, and of course Mr. Brewer himself. Now, you're a master saddler. Is this something you can help us out with?
Yeah, there's no problem, Ed. What we've got to do is get rid of all the old thread and restitch it.
Well, I've got loads to do on the Porsche, so I'll crack on with that and leave you to it.
Fine, thanks very much.
Cool.
So while Ed's leather expert gets cracking, I'm also about to get Rick Buckler and his mate Russell behind the wheel of this vast machine, Kia's bargain price Sedona MPV.
Right then, lads, I know you like the Peugeot out on the road, but this is a car that I think you should spend some time looking at. It's the cheapest car in the showroom. It's only £12,000. It's called a Kia Sedona, a name you're not probably familiar with, but they've got a big deal in it.